Essence was recorded and produced by myself at Soul Merge Productions in Parkside, South Australia in 2023. So to start off this episode, a few things happened between the Queerest Talent Contest and the first single release from the Essence album. First of all, as I got to know a few new faces from Queerest Talent, I got asked to be a part of an upcoming show called Dreamscapes. The show's theme was adult entertainment cross cabaret, cross variety. Jeremiah Morningstar from Alpha Men, Lazen Baden, and Foxy Mama, aka Sharon Files, were the directors of the show, and I was asked to run the music on the night and perform a guest performance of one of my older songs, All of What You Want. To help promote my music and to help promote the show, I decided to re-release this song as an extended EP. Due to the show, the EP got plenty of plays. The show was held at the Colonel Light while it was under Tallulah Bright's reign. I'll quickly mention the cast came into the Soul Merge Productions studios and pre-recorded backing vocals, voice recordings, lead vocals, and some music splicing was done. As much work as it was, I still had a lot of fun with it, and with the guys bringing their creativity to life. As you know, I'm a music producer, not a DJ. I do things in a pre-recording sort of way. That way everything is set in stone and nothing will easily mess up on the night. Unfortunately, I can't show you much about the show because a lot of pics and footage from the show itself got lost. But I am showing you what I have got. And all the cast members in the show will always hold those special memories from this show because it actually sold out. It actually went over capacity. It was actually a really successful show. But anyway, it'll always stick with us forever. So after the show had finished, Baden and I got together and decided to have our own fun. We got in front of a new green screen I had made up and we did a photo shoot in some of Baden's cosplay costumes. That was a lot of fun. When sharing the material online, it got a lot of attention. Now I have to thank Izzy Good for the material for the green screen. She had loads of material in the right colour, so I had to grab some. Thanks, darling. I haven't stopped green screening since. So, from this photo shoot, it gave me an idea for the music video for the next release. Baden let me use his Mirrorball cosplay costume in the video for the song Be the Light. that didn't come without consequence. Other performers and artists were slamming Baden for letting me use his costume. But why? Too bad if I went and bought the same costume. We'd both be twins, going out wearing the same thing. But on the same token, I can see both sides of the argument. Because now, it feels like that, well, maybe Baden can't wear that costume anymore because I've worn it a couple of times. So maybe I should just buy it off him. Anyway, Be the Light was released. I thought it did okay, but not according to the distribution company I was going through. What was going on? I had a notice come up on my account saying I've been put on conditional releases due to my music not performing as well as it should. It's the first time I've ever received this notification. I had to do something. Promotion and sharing around was the key. The next month, for my birthday, I wanted to release my next song, Music of My Mind. This is probably the most favourite track from the album. It is easy listening, funky, and comforting. This song had to do well. And you know what? The birthday tactic worked. This song still, to this day, has the most plays from the album. The music video did well also. I was hoping from this release, the distribution company would lift the restriction and not suspend my account. And leave me the hell alone. Weirdly enough, the account hadn't changed status. I thought for sure things would have went back to normal. This really got me stressed. I really didn't want to go and find another distribution company. So I went to release my next single, Surrender to Myself. But life threw another curveball my way. Oh my god, what now? The distribution company had suspended my account, but not for the reason I first thought. My account was actually expired and I needed to update my subscription. I was broke at this point. I had to wait for my next pay, or maybe two, to be able to pay it and fix it so I could keep releasing my music. Everyone was looking forward to this next release, so I did something different. While I waited for the audio to be available, I decided to release the music video first. And holy crap! So many damn plays. People really wanted to hear this song. This dance track also had a dark aura about it. And there's a couple of scenes in it where people might have found it a bit thrilling. You would know what I mean if you watched it. But you know what? Under all the stress I'd been under, I had to surrender to myself. Let everything go. Let everything take its own course. A lot of people could relate. But then, the audio finally was released, and obviously did beautifully. And guess what? The distribution company lifted the restriction and everything went back to normal. Booyah! And everything was running smoothly again. It was time to think about the next release to keep the momentum going, so I didn't fall into that same trap again. The next release was released at the end of 2022, around Christmas time. The universe is infinite. They say the sky isn't the limit, the universe is infinite. That's what this ballad was all about. Life goes beyond this one, through spirit. I thought it was a great concept. Thanks to Jeremiah Morningstar. for shedding light on the subject with me. New Year 2023. It came along, and for the New Year's release, I released the quirky, jerky, fun piano dance track, Expectations. Quite a few listeners dug this track. It was very egotistic as well. This music video went well also. People were actually asking me, who is this song about? Well, it could be about anyone, but if the shoe fits you, freaking wear it. That's what I say. Now, it was time to get crafty and creative. I created my own mirror ball outfit. A mirror ball fedora hat, mirror ball sunnies, mirror jacket, and some trendy underwear. They happen to be Aussie Bum. This outfit was for the release Mirrors. This track was really popular due to the music video and the outfit I created. I also used Baden's mirror ball costume again as a second character in the music video. The video was stunning. It has to be my favourite thus far. It doesn't have the most plays though, but it was quite popular still, and it was quite liked. And this release I found was a lot of fun. It even got the likes of Katie Underwood, DJ Nick J, Greg Gould, and Dylan Wright. Now, because at this point in time, Adelaide Fringe was on in full swing, so there were no gigs or shows available to perform in. So I performed Mirrors online at the Soul Merge production studios. I really loved how this performance turned out. It was brilliant. It would have been even more brilliant if I actually performed it at a venue. Now, we all have our ups and downs, and I was on a downer at this point. I think I wanted a break from the entertainment sector for a while. I wanted to simplify my life. That's where the final single from the album was released, and it was called Simplify. This song was really stripped back with raw and authentic emotion. This song was loved by many. The music video though, with the ink and paint representing sadness and overload, everyone really related to this track. Not surprisingly, considering it was very different from a lot of my other tracks. And just the video, like, it was so different. I wanted to branch out and try something different. So finally, after the 7th single and the last single from the album Essence was finally released. It was also accompanied with a music video of the introduction track on the album, also known as the album title track. Introduction, Essence. Now let's talk about the rest of the album. First of all was the dancey and catchy track, Lone Wolf. This track would have been a release if I didn't already have so many releases. But there were other tracks in that same boat as well. This track was loved by a lot of people as an album filler. Then there was the quiet lo-fi ballad called Both Sides of the Moon. Pretty much talking about not getting lost in the dark, but to stay in the light. And also, how the moon's phases have an effect on our lives. I actually find that the moon's phases do affect my life. It affects my moods, it affects my emotions, it affects the vibrations within me. I don't know, it's like we're 70 or 80% water. If the moon can affect tides on the earth, then it can definitely affect us somehow, can't it? Interesting fact. Then there was the interlude, Analyze. This track was more of a skit than a song. I had to try something different to spice things up. Pretty well played. Talking about trying to control an over-analysing mind. I do overthink a lot, so that's something. And I could just imagine this track being performed as a play in a player's theatre. I reckon it'd be awesome to watch, actually. Then there was the track Interpreter, another jerky piano dance track similar to Expectations. This track talks about when someone goes off at you or comes for you. You don't understand what they're saying or why they're saying it. You feel like you need an interpreter to figure out what they actually mean. Then there was the track Misguided Angel. This track would also have been a great single release, but due to already having 7 singles, I don't think I was going to push it any further. This song is about being misled and just your average person who tends to go off the rails. Well, everyone tends to go off the rails sometimes. It depends on how long and how far. But the thing is though, I was the kind of person who would be judged for my actions all the time. Or at least I thought. I'm not a bad person. I'm not the devil. I'm just a misguided angel. Finally, was the track Live and Learn. This ballad is also a bit dark, maybe because my life was coming to a certain realisation about certain people. They come into our lives for many reasons, seasons, or forever. Good and bad. But you live and learn from hurdles you run into in your life, or just common mistakes, big ones, small ones. But other people who come into your life can play a big part in that. So now let's talk about the cover art. And we didn't get into the cover art of Entity from the last episode, so we're going to talk about both of the cover arts to both of the albums, Entity and Essence. Very similar to the last album, Entity, my face appearing in the Disco Man silhouette. But in this album, Essence, it was created up close to one eye. Could this possibly be representing my third eye? Maybe. Entity also had stars and atoms in a purple hue backdrop, whereas Essence has the moon and electric waveforms in a royal blue and black hue backdrop. Also, both albums starting with E. Does that have any significance whatsoever? Will there be a third album starting with E? Only time will tell. Will this be another album series? Kind of like Charismatic. Even though Charismatic only had 2 volumes, but, you know, this group of albums might be coming into a third. Well, I'm sure you will find all of that out in the next episode of All Things Andy Joel. Thanks for watching. Be ready for the next episode.